watch it go and smoke. Man, don't watch it go and smoke.
Chin to the clouds, all 10 on solid ground. Sipping purple Whitney Houston, never touched a Bobby Brown. When it comes to the crown, I done dreadlocked it down. Rest in peace, my daddy Rabbit, he ain't heaven hopping round. I've been out here on the grind, I want mine on time. Keep it 100.
JMO's not here. It is Friday, May 30th. That's the time we're recording this. When you're seeing this, it is going to be June. We're going to be officially launched with, by the time you're seeing this, the very first NFL division previews also live as we went over the AFC North. Ravens, Browns, Cincinnati Bengals, and Steelers. We went over that with Jack, me, JMO, Jack, and Nicholas. So that was really fun to make.
I think the first division preview has been recorded. Don't know if that's a spoiler. Don't know if it's came out yet, but NFC or AFC North with Jack Settleman, registered Raven fan, is going to be coming out relatively soon, I think. So division previews are on the horizon.
Interesting division there. If you want to go see that full preview and us yap about that division, it's about like almost an hour long, if not an hour, of us just yapping about that. So it was really cool content. I love doing that. Anyway, we're going to be doing that with every single division. So let us know what division you want to see next.
I'm going to be doing the NFC West preview soon. So excited about doing that before I head out of here. Can pump up those 49er numbers before I dip. So that's, always needed.
As those are really cool breakdowns, and I'm super excited to do those. We're also going to be doing some MVP predictions and whatnot. Again, by the time you're seeing this, that should be coming out on Saturdays. So Wednesdays will be NFL, Saturdays will be NFL, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday will just be regularly scheduled betting programs, like just MLB, what's going on, NBA Finals, those sort of things. And then Sunday, we will be having just a day off. Guz gets a day off. How you down? So we'll have betting content 5 or 6 days out of the 7 days. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Stream for the Steens still going. Just played Imposter. Thought it went pretty well. Imposter's always a fun game to play. Don't really know how it comes across when you're watching it live, but there's some good moments, some good clips that come out of that. So
I thought it went okay. I thought it was definitely the last ranked stream that we've done so far. I thought Wavelength and Family Feud were both really good. Imposter,
I was behind the keyboard on the production side. The Imposter, it's fun. It doesn't feel as if it's as engaging as Wavelength was, obviously, because the guys can't see the chat on the screen.
One, because the way that we had to set it up was like we couldn't see the chat, so we couldn't really interact with you guys. So I think that whole dimension kind of got taken out, even though you guys were in the chat talking to Joe and he was able to use the input that you put. I still feel like the way that we should create these games, and of course we're just making them up and like making new rules as we go, so we'll figure out how to make the best version of all these games together. I still think us interacting with you guys in real time is probably the best bet that we'll have for it. But yeah, either way, that's going really well.
Shout out to JMO for putting a lot of work behind the Steam stream in general, organizing the Discord, organizing the sign up website page of it. So doing a lot of hard work for that, and it is slowly and surely coming together. So shout out JMO for that.
Me, JMO, and Nick were playing this thing today. I see these guys all the time on Instagram. I really don't know their names. I wish I did. I would shout them out. I'm going to insert the clip right now.
Make a word. 3, 2, 1, B.
L.
Bolt. Dang it!
Do I win?
Yeah, you got it. Okay, so I got 2 lives, you got 3 lives.
All right, let's do it.
3, 2, 1, O.
N.
Octagon.
You schmuck.
Now that you saw the clip, that game that they were playing, we were playing, which I think would actually be a lot of fun for them to play on the couch, either for a segment in the Gauntlet, a regular trivia, or maybe even something for the stream. That was kind of fun.
Let's fucking go.
Damn.
What's that?
All right, so we're both just gonna pick a letter. Say you say A, I say B. We need to come up with the NFL player's last name with both of our letters.
I was going to do first last.
Both?
Like, we have to say it like that too, like at the same time.
How people play it is like, you say the letter L, I say the letter B. First one to think of a word with those 2 letters to shout it out. Like bowl gets the point.
It's like your first last letter. So it's like...
It doesn't have to be in order.
No, so if you said B and you say L, like it has to be bowl. Like it has to end with the letter.
Oh, it has to start and end?
I think the way that it played, right?
Oh, I thought it just has to contain.
I could be wrong. 3, 2, 1.
D.
WD.
Why did I pick W? Yeah, what the fuck? Willie.
Ooh. Yeah. Wendell.
Work done.
Fire. Yeah.
Damn.
Pull the alphabet. You ready?
3, 2, 1.
M.
KM.
Kendrick Miller. Literally, how you doing?
All right. 3,
No, hold on.
3, 2, 1.
D.
DA.
DeAndre Ayton. That's a basketball player, right?
Yeah.
Let's extend it. NBA don't want Indiana and Oklahoma City as their 2 markets in the finals. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Knicks are going to win Game 6 and 7 fair and square. Will be 0 questionable calls. Outright earned a victory. If for some reason they needed help, I'd imagine the NBA might step in. Put Scott Foster overtime. I've been deep in the NBA playoffs this year. They're actually my favorite playoffs of any sport. I know a lot of people are like big hockey fans, like just the playoffs in particular when it comes to that sport. Obviously, you know, we'll watch the NFL playoffs here, but my favorite playoffs for any sport is the NBA. So I get a little sad when they're done. Now we're wrapping up to the point where it's not a game every other night or a game every night. We're going to have one every like 2-3 days. I actually used to be a really, really big Oklahoma City Thunder fan. Basically, I'm gonna give you a breakdown. A lot of people ask me like why I'm a Falcons fan. It's because when I first started like following football was when Vic came in the league. And, you know, I was just a young, vulnerable child and thought he was just the most electric athlete on the planet. He kind of was. You know, if you were like a kid at that time, Michael Vick was what Lamar Jackson is now. And there weren't like the Josh Allens of the world, right? It was just like Vic and everybody else was just like other people. He was crazy. So started following the Falcons then and just stuck with them. And this is a very fucking weird transition, but I became a University of Texas fan first. The walls in my room were this color. Like everything in my room was burnt orange. My bed sheets, my blanket, my walls were painted burnt orange. And it was because TJ Ford. Some of y'all like go back in the depths of University of Texas basketball. TJ Ford, when he brought them to the Final Four.
To the Final Four. You better widen the dance floor. This is a big, bulky group of rebounders and scorers that are going to New Orleans.
Legit made me a fan of Texas. And then I followed Kevin Durant from there. I saw him play in MSG a couple times when he was at Texas. He did like a coaches versus cancer tournament, I think it was, preseason, got his autograph, whatever. So KD was like my guy, went to the NBA, obviously went to Seattle first, then to the Thunder, became a big Thunder fan. And I would say, realistically, the most passionate I've ever been about a single sports team as a fan was that trifecta, or not even that trifecta, that Thunder team back in the day when it was KD, James Harden, Russell Westbrook. I mean, I'm talking Thabo Cephalosha, even though I hated the fact that we had a guy in our starting roster that was strictly defense. I mean, we had Steven Adams, Nick Collison, Serge Ibaka. Like, these were the good old days. I remember I was actually studying abroad in Australia, and I would wake up at like 4 a.m. to watch the Thunder playoff games. I was in deep. What the Thunder are doing right now, they like did that back in the day. They're a better team. They're not a better collection of talent right now because that talent back in the day was insane, but they're a better team right now, without a doubt. I don't even remember why the fuck I was bringing that up. Yeah, but I don't even know why I was bringing that up. You know, Knicks in 7. I don't even know why I'm bringing that up. That was never even a question. Yeah, but New York's been fun with the Knicks. It's like everybody's kind of rider. It's funny. There's not like obviously there are sports fans in New York, but they're like not really, because New York is such a melting pot that most people nowadays that live in Manhattan are not from New York. So they're not fans of like the New York teams. So you'll see a lot of like Yankees fans and stuff, but the reason why it's fun when the Knicks get like real good is because the only stadium that's in Manhattan or in New York, like in Manhattan, is Madison Square Garden, and it's literally just like plopped right into the middle of the city, which is kind of crazy. It was right next to our old office, and it's still only like a 7-8 minute walk from here. But like the Yankees are all the way up in the Bronx, and you got the Mets are at Citi Field in Queens, and you got the Jets and the Giants playing fucking New Jersey. So like the Knicks are the only one that really feel like it's a part of New York. So it makes it feel like everybody who's here is like really a fan of the team, which is fun. That's it. I guess June's around the corner. June's in a couple days, so
I did see a lot of the comments. I did see that some people thought it was a joke, which it's not. But it was also, I don't know if cool is the right word, but it meant a lot to see the comments that came in through that video, because it's good to know that I had mostly a positive effect on the people's lives that watched the video. I'm glad that they found them entertaining and maybe some trivia value from it. Don't know when you actually use NFL trivia knowledge on your daily basis, but water cooler, yeah. Big water cooler company. Big water coolers. Anyways, heartwarming, touchy-feely, good stuff seeing the comments. It's sad, obviously, that I'm leaving, but, it's kind of like you don't know how much you're worth until you're gone. And I guess that's not, applied to humans, but just anything in general, right? You don't know what you got till you're gone type thing. So definitely cool hearing the guys speak on it. JMO and Gut seemed pretty shocked. Nick kind of felt like he saw this coming. And, I've had talks with Nick in the past about wanting to go remote. I was kind of leaning towards that way. I feel like if I stayed with BDG but went remote, a lot of it would have been like editing work off camera. And I kind of feel like I would have just lost interest in that, and I don't feel like I would have actually been a part of BDG, so I don't think that was something I was really interested in. I think Nick was maybe a little surprised, but I also remember having conversations with him. I think it was with him. Honestly, maybe it was just with myself. But like going into last football season, I remember feeling like it felt like a weird cycle that I was just kind of tired of a little bit. And we had started Idiot League Mates last off season. It was kind of right before the NFL season kicked off, but it was something new, it was something exciting, and so it was kind of like something that I wanted to see through for the NFL season and do at least for the one time. And it was good, but I kind of just don't feel like I have like another NFL season in me. It's getting to that point in the year where like redraft is going to ramp up, and it's going to be, starting in July, it's going to be like a ton of redraft content, a ton of content for our sponsors, ton of trivia, fun for the most part, but I don't enjoy like the business of creating content. And I think ultimately that's kind of why I feel like I need to separate myself from it. I hear a lot that like people think it's like, oh, you talk about the NFL for a living, you play trivia games, like that's the dream job. But, it's not necessarily full job. It's definitely like the benefit of it. There's a lot of stuff that I do that I find incredibly boring. And I honestly think that like boredom is the biggest killer to success. Like I don't think failure is, right? Like if you're doing something that you find enjoyable, but from a objective manner, like it's failing. Like if you're making content only getting like 100 views per video or something, but you enjoy it, like you'll continue to do it. Eventually it'll get better as long as you're not bored of it, right? When you get bored of it, that's when you stop doing it. That's when you fail. So I kind of feel like for me, again, it's not like recording content that I find boring, but I think all the other like business aspects around it are boring. I'm not one who cares so much about like growing a brand necessarily, like kind of business in general, but I also, as much as I like doing NFL trivia and NFL content and stuff like that, it also doesn't provide the life that I want, right? So it's like, even if it's the dream job, doesn't necessarily provide like the dream life. Like I like living in California. I like what California has to offer. I like being around friends and family from back home. And so, yeah, I would say like ultimately that is, on a more serious note, my decision to leave. And so there's other things that I want to do that I would be less bored of the business aspect side of it, if that makes sense. I don't know if anything what I just said makes sense, but in my mind for the last couple months, it's made sense. I guess that is what has led to my decision.
I wasn't going to make a confession. Tony kind of just got into talking about the monotony of like the behind the scenes of video editing, and I kind of was thinking about that this week, as in my job, not just for here, but in general. is complaining about making videos in the grand scheme of things is the stupidest fucking thing in the world, because making videos isn't that hard compared to pouring concrete, or I'm watching a dude fucking put a I-beam in right now on a skyscraper 45 stories up off the ground. Like, that seems like a way harder job than editing a video. But especially for like growing your own channel, like growing a brand and growing a channel, like JMO and Gut seem to like really have passion for. I have never had a passion for like the business side of anything. I don't give a fuck about growing anything. I just want to make the thing. But nowadays, to make the thing and for it to be worthwhile, you have to make it, and then on top you have to be a good marketer, you have to be a good brand person, you got to make good enough shit that people see it, and you have to be consistent with it. And I'm terrible at consistently posting things. I just want to make cool things and post it, but then every time I make something cool and I post it, it gets no views because I'm not posting it consistently. So then you have to be like, oh, I'll just have to make things to make things, and I hate making things to make things. I want to spend time working on things, and then when I make it, it's good, the quality's good. But it just seems like nowadays you just have to constantly be putting out content, which really, 1 second, hope those people are okay. All that being said, is just overwhelming. Like, every time I go on Instagram, there's a sick edit of something, and then you scroll to the next video, sick edit, cool edit, cool edit, cool edit, and then you get past the cool edits and it's just like shit edit, shit edit, shit edit, shit edit things. And you look at the likes, like 60,000 likes, 40,000 likes, 50,000 likes, and I go, I damn well know for sure I'm better than that, and that, and I'm getting 20 likes, which is just so demoralizing. And people be like, oh, just keep posting. Well, it's like, you keep posting and it feels like nothing's ever getting seen, especially from like a personal side. It's like I post stuff, I think stuff is really good, or I think stuff is at the quality of the people I look up to and admire, just shoots you down again. So it's like I'm in a revolving door of like getting excited to post things, post a bunch of things, nothing ever happens, stop posting, work on things, excited to post things, and I just keep going through this revolving door of shit that like seems to never work. That's the game you kind of have to play, create content, and it's just something I've never been a fan of. Every time I try to get a fan of it, I get so involved into like the numbers and everything that I lose passion for creating what I want to create. And that's cool videos and stuff. If I lose that, then I'm losing the passion that I started out for, because I got into this job, not just BDGE, but like making videos, taking photos, because it doesn't feel like a job for me. It feels like every day I get to do something that I love to do. And once that stops happening, that you love to do it, then it feels like a job, and then I'm just like, well, now I feel like I'm doing work. And I don't want to ever feel like I'm doing work. I want to feel like I'm loving what I'm doing all the time. It just sounds like there's a lot of excuses. It sounds like there's a lot of rambling. Maybe none of this made sense. Maybe it just sounds like I'm a fucking idiot. I'm just making excuses. It's been tearing me back and forth. It's like, am I making excuses, or is it just shit that is the truth that I really don't want to just do all this stuff that you have no interest in, with like posting videos, pushing out content, all this shit that like will get you seen, but at what cost? So if any of that made sense, it will stay in the vlog. If none of it made sense, you won't see a single fucking thing.
Like, I will say, I think one of the most enjoyable things that I've done recently is the live streams with Gut, where I would just come in here, we'd be in here like 10, 11 a.m., and we would just talk gambling baseball. And I know Gut has done a lot to kind of like tweak that content to make it more appealing to the masses, to draw more eyes, to get more subscribers and all of that. To me, that's like such a mundane thing that I don't want to worry about. Like, as soon as I start worrying about like, does this thumbnail have the best click-through rate? Does this like, do I have enough subscribers? Am I getting enough signups? Then it kind of just like evaporates all the fun in it. And I really just like don't like operating in that way, because like this job being fun is the main benefit of it. Like, for me, like living in New York is not a benefit. Away from my family, not a benefit. Like, there's a lot of, to me, what I perceive as like downsides to the job. But the fact that the job in itself was fun, and the guys that I work with are fun, and I like being around them, like that has always kind of carried my reason for being here, you know? I would compare it to like the Warriors. Like, the Warriors are really good, but a lot of it is just because of Steph. You know, like if Steph gets hurt, this team is a disaster. Or maybe it's the Dolphins, right? Like, whenever 2 is on there, that team is fucking disastrous. And that's kind of how I felt about BDG, where it's like in times when recording content became not fun, everything else felt little disastrous because it was like this was the only thing that was like keeping this together and I would say like making it good. I don't want to say like, oh, it's just like I'm hanging on by a thread, but making it good. Tua goes down for the Dolphins and they're like scoring 0 points a game. Trying to find something else where like the boredom is something that I can deal with, and not just like deal with, but am fine with. Like I think going to the gym, people who consistently go to the gym find doing the same workout every single time is not boring, right? Like it's not like you wake up every day being like, I'm so fucking ready to go to the gym. I love the gym. You know, a lot of people when they're in the routine of going to the gym, they just kind of wake up and it's like, yeah, it's not going to be like the most fun thing I do today, but it's not boring. It's not like something I don't look forward to. And so that's how you kind of get yourself to do those type of things every day, you know, like everything has a boring side to it. So it's just like being able to almost find enjoyment in the boring, if again, any of that makes sense. But shout out to the boys in here. This isn't going to be my last confession. Next will be my last, but I don't know. That's my more serious reason as to leaving. Obviously, I know like blaming it on Derek Carr might have sounded a little bit like a joke, but I thought it was a good time to announce it, you know? I don't know what I'm saying anymore, honestly. That was my therapy vent for the week.
You know how much I've been taking creatine for the past 4 years of my life, for a very long time. And I went about 3 months ago, I went to like the pill version of the creatine. I was like, maybe this would just be like easier. Don't have to blend it all, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And it said on the box, it was like serving size 3 pills. And I was like, okay, so 3 pills is 5 grams. Simple enough. I'll just take my 5 grams, whatever. And realistically, I should be taking 8 grams, which I do now. I take 10 now. But for the time being, I was like, I'll just take the 3 pills, call it a day. Those 3 pills were only 2.5 grams. So I was way under my creatine line for like 3 fucking months. Looking back, I'm like, I lost so many gains from just doing that simple thing. So upset about it, but we fixed it now. We're back rolling. I'm also trying the CBum protein for the first time ever. I think it's actually pretty good. I got the chocolate peanut butter. Why didn't I know this before I bought it? I'll buy it next time I'm gonna get more of it. Shout out Jess and shout out her code. What's her code? Yeah, if you're gonna get raw protein, which is CBum stuff, I highly recommend it. It's actually really good. And as someone I've tried, no joke, probably every form of protein you could possibly have, whether it's bottled, whether it's mixes, whatever. And this isn't sponsored by any means, but Jess, shout out Jess, Joe's significant other, has a code JBlank10. Put it at the bottom, JBlank10. Use that. You get a discount. Shout out Jess. I'm going to use it next time because I didn't know about it till now, but we're going to do it now.
Gut was talking about using raw nutrition. Luckily, my girlfriend is a partner with them. Shameless plug. Shout out Jess because she doesn't even plug her stuff herself. So JBlank10, JBLANK10. Amazing hydration packets. And I wish I was sponsored to talk about them, but I'm not. But they do have fucking amazing. They have blue raspberry. It tastes like somebody just poured the blue icy pop. You just took out the ice and you just drink it. Like it just all melted and then you just drink it in the water. It tastes phenomenal.
You guys use it as well. Get your protein in, get your creatine in, get the right ingredients you need in your body in, get steak, meats, ground beefs, chickens, all that sort of stuff, and we'll be rolling, and you'll be rolling. Shout out grills. Shout out my fridge, honestly. Shout out beers. Shout out Samuel Adams. What do you think about Samuel Adams and Coronas? I got fresh limes.
Sam Adams?
Sam Adams is
I
good.
go for a Sam Adams.
Yeah,
They
Sam
got
Adams
a lot of
is
different flavors, a lot of textures.
Mm-hmm.
I can get behind the little Sam Adams era.
Yeah, no, listen, I'm
down to enter the era of Sam Adams.
That's exactly what
Our
I'm saying.
first president, Canadian's first prime minister as well.
How do you feel about blue moons?
Love blue moons.
There we go.
Big blue moon guy.
Huge blue moon guy.
Throw an orange in there.
Oh, out the dry. Like,
Sometimes I throw a full apple in.
okay, now you're pushing it.
Thoughts?
Now you're
I'll
pushing
throw a full banana in a beer.
Just
Suck
make it a
down.
protein shake.
Yes, sir.
Protein shake is
A little peanut butter, a little banana.
I also been drinking electrolytes. Get your electrolytes in. I used to use Liquid IV. I don't use it anymore. I got a new one. It's called Hydrate. Like, it's the brand Hydrate. No, it's awesome. I have a peach mango. I never realized how dehydrated I was until I started drinking this shit. And I'm like, dude, my piss is straight clear from like now on. And it's pretty lit. And I feel way better during the day. So definitely get your hydration in. This turned into a whole fitness thing. So shout out that. Shout out the shout outs of the shout outs. Shout out Burnt Peanut. That's going to be it.
I don't know. Get some just be fucking healthy, okay? Don't be a fat ass. All right? Go fucking walk, hike, jump, run, skip, crawl. Be active. It's the summer. Get active with it.
Have a great day. I hope you guys enjoy your day. Make sure to like, subscribe, all to the fun shit down below. And we'll catch you guys next time. Song of the day is going to be the one I'm listening to right now. Definitely not that one. I know what song of the day is. Messy. Messy by, where is it? Where's our name? I don't know this mix. It's this. This is the mix I've been listening to. If you've been in the streams, the Cancel Gaming streams, you know what it is. That is the song of the day. Elite song of the day. This mix is like literally summer in a song. Shout out. All right. Peace.